faded. Spanish button to add.
Hello, welcome back to my channel. So this is a story of how and why I quit my 9 to 5 job and traveled nearly 10,000 miles to Brazil alone. First off, this isn't a video about me bashing the 9 to 5 life. I am immensely grateful for the period I spent working in corporate, and I've been blessed with the ability to connect with so many people, and I've made amazing lifelong friends. I've met career mentors that went out of their way to help me in my career, and I'm so grateful for the money earned and experiences and the material things I bought with that money. Because without the years spent in corporate, I wouldn't have the savings I have now to quit my job and try out different things in life. And no, I'm not discarding the idea of ever going back to employment, but I think this period of my life right now is happening for a reason and teaching me something. So the big question, why did I quit my job?
My name is Dr. Stephen Strange, and I have some questions for you. Take a seat.
I always found myself struggling to answer this question because I give different answers to different people depending on who you are, and it's not to say I'm lying to you, but rather there's just so many layers and stories behind my reason. First reason, I just wanted to quit. I wanted to take a break. I had been working in corporate for 7-ish years, so I felt like I paid my dues. I studied accountancy. It wasn't my first choice, but it was the most stable choice that would give me the best shot at a stable career. And then after that, I worked about 7-ish years in Big Fours, and I was promoted to manager last year, and that was when I said enough is enough. Now is the time for me to try out the less conventional path. I saved up enough during the past 7 years of me working. So that's the first reason I quit my job. Second reason is because life happens. I had a personal relationship breakdown, and you know how they say that bad breakups usually lead to major breakthroughs and glow-ups if you take it the right way. And for me, I always felt that breakups in my life have always led me to major breakthroughs and glow-ups. It's not fun, it's really painful, but I've learned so much from those painful experiences, and they always seem to open doors of opportunities for me. And like, I'm able to quantum jump into a new reality every time a major breakthrough happens. It's like, you know, medicine that you don't like the taste of, but you know it's good for you, and you know that at the end of the day it's gonna make you feel better. So apart from the personal reasons like family, not seeing my family, I tabulated my savings, what I had, whether or not I had enough money to take me through the entire year, even if I didn't have any income coming in. So I took the worst case scenario, and I saw that my finances were okay for me to take a year off if I didn't have any other income coming in. And I had some plans. It wasn't concrete plans, but I had ideas. I already had a small side hustle at that time selling silk accessories. I sell silk scrunchies, pillowcases, eye masks. I'll link my small business down below so you can check it out if you want to. But currently it's only for the Malaysian and Singapore market. I am planning to expand my business, so I'm thinking that I might want to document my journey. And I also had a few investments on the side, like crypto. And I also had savings in traditional share investments, which I use a robo-advisor to help me diversify my portfolio in that area. So I did have an expectation of earning some side income from these hustles, but recently my crypto investment and also my share portfolio hasn't been doing that well this year. I think we're in some kind of a bear market right now. That has kind of messed up my plans a little bit. However, my side hustle is doing okay. It's not producing the most amount of money, but it is giving me some side income to work with. But I have still so many ideas. I am planning to grow my business even more and introduce other products into my business line. and hopefully convert it into a brand that people love. I think being able to have this time to concentrate on the side business is something that I enjoy. Right now, being in Brazil, I've had a lot of time to think about what exactly that I want to do in life. Although I have all these plans in my head that I want to do, a lot of the times when life actually happens to you, plans don't actually go the way you want it to go. So this time in Brazil has helped clarify that. I've gotten so many ideas, and just by being in the quiet, I'm able to have ideas come out, and I'm just inspired by videos that I watch, pictures that I see, and I take a lot of inspiration from the things that I see around me. And I'm always thinking about how do I further whatever that I want to do, and a lot of time it's not clear. So I have run into a lot of roadblocks. I feel like now there seems to be a picture forming. Like before that, I had an idea, life happened, and I realized that my initial idea couldn't really work based on what was happening. And now I'm kind of like shifting and changing and seeing what can work based on what's happening right now. And I feel like there is a shape forming. There is more of an incentive for me to take it forward and see if it works. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but you know how you're not sure how things can work? One piece of information here, another piece of information here, another piece of information here. And the first step is to be able to even think about all these ideas, these small little ideas. And after a while, somehow it clicks. Everything kind of forms together. And I am at a stage of in between. I'm having a lot of ideas. More and more ideas are starting to click, and that's really interesting. Like, you can't plan everything from the start. You just need to start. After a while, you start to see a picture forming. But before you can even see a picture forming, you have to start taking the first step. You have to start collecting information. You have to start looking at them as a whole. You have to start piecing things together. So I feel like it's so crucial for me to have this time being in a different environment, for me to think differently. And me being in a different environment surrounded with different people, I thought there was someone outside. And me being in a different environment with different people really helps open up my mind to other things that are possible. I see what other people are doing. I see what is possible. Your mind opens up. Like, what you thought was not possible is now possible. And when you now think that something is possible, doors of opportunities open. So what I discovered in Brazil, I have been in Brazil for about 2.5 months now. I'm actually leaving in 2 days' time. It's a beautiful country. I really like the weather here, but I also miss Malaysia. I miss the bubble tea in Malaysia. I miss having my own friends there. I miss being able to converse and having people understand me. I miss a lot of things in Malaysia. That's another video by itself. But what I discovered on my travels in Brazil, for me, when I travel, especially to countries that are so rich in nature, it has a way of healing your soul, and it gives you a new perspective of life. It's really hard to describe it unless you actually travel. And Brazil is such a beautiful country, and the city that I am in now is called Florianopolis. It's a city in Santa Catarina, the state of Santa Catarina in the south of Brazil, and the weather there is amazing. If you're Malaysian, the weather is like Cameron Highlands. It's about 18 to 25 degrees Celsius, and it's very windy, so it gets quite cold, especially at night. And the beaches are amazing. I'm telling you, they're amazing. Like, they're everywhere. Like, I think there are about 42 beaches. Being on the beach is so serene and peaceful. You can just sit down at the beach, close your eyes, meditate. And this peace that I'm feeling here has an effect on me. So anyway guys, I'm continuing this video back in Malaysia. I didn't manage to film a closing scene in Brazil and now I'm back in Malaysia. Now I'm so sorry if you can hear construction noises because I've actually just moved into my new place. That's gonna be a video for another day. It's a new development, so there's a lot of people renovating their places to get it ready to move in. That's why you may be able to hear a lot of noise in the background. I'm not sure how this video will turn out, but I'm hoping that you guys can still hear my voice. The point of this video is to show everyone that it's not a linear journey. It's not a decision where this is a decision that's gonna change the rest of your life. You're never ever gonna go back to a job. No, it's not like that. This decision is not so straightforward. You will be fraught with anxiety, excitement, and everything else in between. At least that's what happened to me. And you don't need to have everything figured out. Quitting your job is not a means to an end. For me, what I feel is quitting a job is a chance to give yourself a break, a chance to get out of that rut, that endless loop of repetitive old habits and old feelings that you're stuck at. And when you take some time away from that routine and break away from that cycle, it really gives your body and your mind a chance to be able to form new habits, new thoughts, and then that will then create a new reality for you. So take it as a time for you to recalibrate yourself. So some people discover their life calling during this time. Some people go back to a job with a new, fresh mindset and attitude. Basically, it's okay to take a break and explore. And during this time, it's okay to feel lost for a while. Give yourself that time and space to find out more about yourself, your likes, your interests, what you can tolerate, what you may not be able to tolerate. And for me, it hasn't been a full year yet, but I've learned a lot about myself. I am learning to trust myself, to go with the flow, to put myself out there and see what life has to offer if I do not go down the conventional path. But what I'm discovering is the more and more I am with myself, the more and more I am able to understand what I like and what I don't like. If anything, this time in limbo has taught me to be grateful for what I have.